I called you guys at 6, and what did I say?
You said there's an offer that's been placed on the house, and if you guys want it, you gotta write it now.
And I get a text from Alex, need an updated letter, need it in 30 minutes. And it was just like complete panic mode.
What's up, guys? I'm here with buddy, adventure lender Sean Herrero.
How's it going?
And as you guys saw last version of the episode number 8, I talked about how I close it, write it, like it, win it. Sean was an instrumental part of that, and so I've asked him to come in and to kind of recap the story from his side, his version of what happened. I thought it'd be really interesting to see from Sean's version, being the lender representing the buyers, how that happens.
That was a fun one. Yeah. That was a fun one for sure.
We are here today, Steve and Alice. We want to share the San Carlos story, the story of how you were able to buy this house.
How we're able to buy our dream house.
Dream house, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good story.
It's a pretty good story.
So that was a good day. It was a buyer that we were working on, I think, one transaction before they got accepted. And that happens a lot. So this, of course, all comes out on a night where I had planned on being in San Francisco. So I get onto the bridge in traffic and I get a text from Alex, need an updated letter, need it in 30 minutes. And it was just like complete panic mode because I'm not gonna let this guy down. So luckily I can do that from my phone. So as soon as I know we're making an offer, my mindset shifts to like, okay, this is go time, because getting people loans isn't the hard part, it's getting accepted that is the challenge. So this is where this is gonna happen, we gotta make it happen tonight. So that's where my mind goes to.
Our initial plan was just go to open houses, kind of see what the market was like, what houses were available, what neighborhoods we liked, and then basically we found a house that we were like, oh, maybe we should put an offer in.
So I know I'm kind of on call tonight now, and I called Alex and he sends me a text. It says, can't call, just text. He wasn't in town. So I kind of figured that out and I know where this is going. It's all gonna happen over text. So a big part of the process for me, and I think for most lenders, is you have to call the listing agent to make sure you overcome any questions, comments, concerns they have about the transaction or about the financing. The lender is the biggest variable in the transaction, so you want to give people confidence that you know what you're doing. So I'm just waiting until Alex negotiates and figures things out, and then I know I have to call the listing agent. So
at that point, you had already sent me the updated pre-approval letter, right? And then we updated to the actual offer price, or was that?
That came later. So 6:50-ish, I get the text saying, need an updated letter, making an offer tonight, need letter in 30 minutes. Get him the letter within that 30-minute period, park, get to where I'm supposed to be, and I'm just watching, we're texting back and forth as Alex is negotiating this transaction. Around 7:30, 7:45, I get the message that, offer's sent, call the listing agent. So leave dinner, I call her at about 8 o'clock. She answers her phone, which is always a good sign. They don't always answer. And we talked for about 15 or 20 minutes, and I was just able to address anything her or her seller might be concerned about. I let Alex know I spoke with her. That was it. So about 8:30, these things have all transpired, and now we're just in a waiting game.
Right. So while you're waiting, you've submitted it, you've done the best that you can. Then now I'm talking with negotiating, trying to fight for the buyer, right? Fight for the buyer to be able to get them the house. We had another offer preemptively that was sitting there. Just by chance, we got a chance to slide in and compete. And so it was just like neck and neck, one after the other. And we also have to be careful because as you're competing, the best way is to obviously, you have to overpay everyone else to win. And so how do we do that with, of course, keeping in mind the financing in terms of what they're qualified for?
Right.
I truly did not know if that counter was something we could do. And so I was just looking at Steve for his reaction. So he was talking to you and he was saying, okay, well, what are our options with that counter? And you were walking through, well, we could walk away, we could.
You said we could counter back with a lower offer. We could reject it, or we could take it. And all those options were done without any oh, you should do this.
No influence.
No influence. Is very we were like, what?
No, then you said, well, you had no emotion either.
We're really good poker players.
Trying to read both of you. And then you said, okay, well, I think we're inclined to accept it. And then I was like, but we still needed to talk to Sean.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, the other thing you kind of like put into our minds was that, you know, do you really want to lose this house, your dream house, for a few like thousands of dollars?
Almost 11 o'clock, almost 1 o'clock for Alex now. I told him we were good, we were approved by underwriting to 1.3. We're gonna push to $1,334,000, so an additional 40,000 higher. So again, we're going above what we were approved for, which is why it's so important that I make sure we're good, but it's a relatively small amount. 40,000 isn't a lot in this situation. I told him we were good, I was gonna email everybody, and Alex said, did you talk to Steve and Alice? And this is 11 o'clock. I've never spoken to buyers at 11 o'clock, or agents. This is all a first for me, and I've been doing this 18 years.
It was 11 o'clock. We were like, can we even call Sean right now? And you said, oh, I already talked to him. He's expecting you to call.
So I'm like, I don't want to call them. What if they're asleep? What if I wake up their kids? Like, these are the things going through my mind.
What time did I send you that?
This is at 11.
Okay.
So 11 o'clock. He said, you spoke with Alice and Steve, and I said, no, they didn't call. I'm emailing them now, because I didn't want to call that late.
Yeah. And now I've been talking with Alice Steve the past 4 hours.
Right, and I didn't know that. Right. Well, I guess I kind of knew, but it's just weird to reach, yeah, so then Alex says, can you call them? And I'm like, all right, here we go. So I called them.
What was the first thing that came to your mind when I said, can you call them?
That they're still awake, so that's good. So that's a good sign. So I call Steve and Alice. They're amazing people.
Yeah, but Sean was great. He like walked us through all the numbers, like told us, like gave us the breakdown, and kind of let us know that yeah, it was
okay.
Yeah,
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Right.
Thumbs up. Yeah, and for weeks since after that, anytime I would get slightly irritated or mad, then I'd just be like, he let me buy this house without him seeing it. But yeah, you feel good about it?
I do. Yeah,
Yay.
good. It's great.
For me, kind of learning from, again, I don't do the negotiations, I'm the behind the scenes guy. It's creating that sense of urgency, right? If you want this offer, you have an hour to accept it. So I thought I learned a lot from that.
Cool. Well, thanks again, guys. It's been so fun to just kind of hang out with you guys, share life with you guys, watch your family grow. Aww. Now I'm excited to see you guys move into this beautiful house and yeah, going from there.
Thank you. Yeah. I can't thank you enough for everything. I couldn't have done it without you.